So the Washington Post is under fire after publishing a glowing review of an off-Broadway play which appears to sympathetically portray child sex offenders. This is an article off of Redux.info. Redux.info. It's by Yulia Alma. This is unbelievable. This is the clear attempt to normalize pedophilia, to first make you feel bad for child offenders, right? Feel bad for them, right? And then it's to say, hey, we're treating them too harshly. They're being punished too much. You know, after all, it's just a sexual identity, right? You know, after all, they're calling them in psychology now minor attracted persons. See, because that's less of a stigma. In any case, there was this play called Downstate. And let's look at what Yulia Alma wrote here on Redux.info about this. Downstate, written by Bruce Norris, is being shown at the Playwright Horizons Theater throughout December 22nd. The play is set in a group home for sex offenders in southwest Illinois, where the audience learns the life stories of four pedophiles, Fred, Dee, Felix, and Geo. Quick note that sex offenders can also be female. In this case, they just chose to show for men, but there are females as well. Fred abused two of his pre-adolescent piano students. Dee abused a boy while acting in a production of Peter Pan. You know, that reminds me, yesterday we did a video about Disney actors and child actors that became porn stars. If you haven't seen that, check that out. We posted it yesterday. And I'm not sure which one it was, but one of the child actors came out and said that he was abused while filming a production of Peter Pan. Interesting. Felix molested his own daughter, and Geo was convicted of statutory rape. All four of the main characters are shown as struggling with life in what is characterized as the undue burden of social stigma due to their offense history. Fred, in particular, is portrayed as struggling to live in a wheelchair due to an injury sustained after being attacked in prison, while Felix is served up to audiences as a tragic figure after being prohibited from contacting the daughter that he molested. Felix is served up to audience as a tragic figure because he cannot contact the daughter that he molested. Anybody got a problem with this so far? Yeah, let's continue on. The play initially premiered in 2018, and according to the Chicago Tribune report, at the time, the Steppenwolf Theater was anxious to run it due to its perceptions it was too sympathetic to pedophiles. But, they did so anyway. Yeah, somebody had a moment of clarity and went, maybe we shouldn't probably be showing this because it seems like they're being sympathetic to child molesters. Yeah, but you know what? Why not? It's we're making money, so we're going to show it anyway. Yeah, way to go, Steppenwolf. The production and its large cast were sponsored by the funding of Powerball lottery winner Roy Cockrum. So this is what happens when people win the Powerball? I mean, really? Could you not come up with anything better to do with your money? You win the Powerball and you start funding crap like this? Oh God, Roy Cockrum wanted to support massive, out-of-the-ordinary artistic projects. Cockrum has also funded a play titled 2666, which is 2666, satanic, thank you, which depicts a brutal rapist and murderous crimes against young women in graphic detail. Yeah, way to go with your lottery winnings there, dude. Among Norris' other works include a play titled Domesticated, which first premiered in 2013. Domesticated is centered around a politician who is caught in a hotel room with a prostitute dressed as a schoolgirl. What is this guy's name again? This Norris guy? Maybe this guy needs to be looked into. Oh, here he is. Bruce Norris, right there. Bruce Norris. I'm sure he's not related to Chuck Norris, because Chuck Norris would beat the crap out of Bruce Norris for this kind of garbage. Unbelievable. Oh, man. Prostitute dressed as a schoolgirl in that play, which was described as very juicy. What? The woman suffers brain damage and falls into a coma after either falling or being pushed and hitting her head. Following the recent return of Downstate to the post-COVID stage this month, theater critic Mark Peters published a shockingly positive review in the Washington Post that is now attracting ample backlash. In a review dated November 23rd, Peters called the play brilliant and scintillating, describing Norris' provocative efforts to go for the societal jugular as resulting in one of the best theater evenings of 2022. Yes, that's what it is. A play that supports pedophiles. That's the best theater evenings of 2022. Peters tells readers that Norris' depiction of these predators who have completed their prison terms causes audience members to seize on their reflexive response to these crimes and shift emotional focus to the perpetrators. No, I think we'll just focus on the kids. That's what's important. Although admitting the offenses each of the four men committed as heinous, but you wrote a glowing review of a play that makes them look sympathetic. Peters considers the moral question Norris presents of whether the punishments for their crimes are harsh and inhumane as one that our retributive correctional culture would rather not have to debate. Peters also lauds Norris for his portrayal of one of the offender's victims, a man named Andy, as disagreeable. Peters describes Andy's visit to confront his childhood abuser as indulgent, marinating in self-pity. Peters also insists that this play will, quote, be a stunning demonstration of the power of narrative art to tackle a taboo to compel us to look at a controversial topic for novel perspectives, unquote. For many theater goers, anyway. Wonder what kind of people are going to watch this play. I'm just thinking, like, how many people and their sexual identity is going to watch this play. On November 27th, the Washington Post tweeted a link to Peters' review, which rapidly accumulated a massive backlash as of the publication of this article. The tweet has over 1,300 primarily furious replies compared to just 180 likes. Sanity. We have sanity still. Users on Twitter have been quick to push back against the glowing review, with some recounting their own experiences with childhood sexual trauma in response to the sympathetic way in which pedophiles are portrayed in both the play and in the Washington Post article. And this tweet here, sends around, says, "Hi, hey, at Jeff Bezos, are you seriously okay with the paper that you own humanizing pedophiles?" She says, "I was the victim of one when I was a little girl, a friend of my father. I needed surgery to fix the damage he did to me." She makes an interesting point. Not only that Jeff Bezos is allowing this to be in his paper, but that over 90% of kids are abused by somebody that they already know. It's not a random stranger. It's not the creepy guy down the road with the long jacket and the white van. Okay, it's not stranger danger. It's probably who you know danger. Unbelievable. Some users weren't only upset about the glowing review, but the fact that Norris' play was being shown in the first place. Thank you. Yes, we would be one of those people. The fact that the play got made is already a problem. Calling it, quote-unquote, brilliant is disgusting. The part where you want to burn it all down is when the Washington Post described the character of the victim as, quote, the most disagreeable character who is played irrationally. Well, former heavyweight boxer Ed Lattimore wrote, Other users are taking the opportunity to call attention to what they described as a mainstreaming of pedophilia by major mainstream media, academia, and even corporations. We've been saying this for a while. Anybody who wants to protect kids knows that that is exactly what is happening. We've seen it in Disney shows. We've seen it in ad campaigns. It's on Broadway. It's on social media. Trying to normalize it. Now, this is no disrespect to anybody who's LGBTQ or whatever, but I want to make a point here that there was a time where that was not socially accepted, right? There was a time where if you were LGBTQ, you were insulted, you were criticized, and you were treated harshly. And that's wrong, okay? You don't have to agree or disagree with the lifestyle to agree that it's wrong to treat people harshly, period, okay? You don't treat people harshly just because they choose to be, or whatever, a sexual orientation. But that is not the same as this. But you see, that's the line that they're trying to draw here. That say, hey, you know what, one time LGBT wasn't accepted, but now look, it's all over and it's okay. So now they're going to say, well, look at this. You can't treat these people wrong because it's their identity. It's their sexual identity. No, there's a huge difference here. One is a criminal identity, if you will, and something that traumatizes and can destroy kids. I mean, it's not the same, but this is where they're trying to go. Mainstreaming of pedophilia by major mainstream media, academia, and even corporations. Remember, luxury fashion house Balenciaga was under fire just last week after launching an ad campaign that featured photos of young children holding teddy bears donned in BDSM gear. We did a pretty good video on that as well. We did put that out a couple weeks ago. You can check that out if you haven't seen it. It's on our YouTube page. It's on our Rumble. Also on Facebook. Although Balenciaga has since apologized for the campaign. Yeah, we're sorry. We didn't really realize we were putting kids in an ad campaign with teddy bears that were like in bondage. Yeah, what? Lack of judgment. We didn't think it through. Bullcrap. Balenciaga has since apologized for the campaign and scrubbed the photos following massive outcry. The incident sparked a discussion about the apparent normalization of pedophilia. Over here on Twitter, Scott Zipperell here. It's interesting to see within the same week, two major brands, Balenciaga, put feelers out like this to gauge public sentiment on pedophilia. It's exactly what's going on. Praising a play that laments society and the justice system for treating pedophiles too harshly. This signals an effort to normalize. That's absolutely correct. What do you think about this? Is this an outrage? Or do you think this is just artistic ability here? Artistic creation? Powerball winner. He just wanted to support out of the ordinary artistic projects. Is that all this is? Or do you feel like there is an attempt to normalize pedophilia in society? Let us know in the comments. And also, have you seen anything that appears to make pedophilia look normal? If you came across anything in music, commercials, cartoons, movies, anything that it makes it look like it's normal? If so, put that below. We'd like to hear about this. Now, there have been multiple controversial incidents over the past year with respect to prominent academics seeking to destigmatize pedophilia or quote-unquote minor attraction. Last November, an assistant professor of sociology and criminal justice at Old Dominion University in Norfolk, Virginia, was forced to resign after the public discovered she had interviewed with a controversial organization many describe as pro-pedophile. I wonder if that was NAMBLA, the North American Man-Boy Love Association. Who knows? Walker had appeared on, Prostacia's now defunct podcast to promote her book titled A Long Dark Shadow, Minor Attracted People and Their Pursuit of Dignity. God, I remember the same things being used for, homosexual people. They just want, to be treated fairly. But you see what's happening here? Walker faced sustained backlash after it was discovered her PhD thesis had entertained theories about giving pedophiles, quote, high-quality child pornography to curtail offending. Who? Who? That's an assistant professor of sociology? Yeah, I got a solution for pedophiles. Let's give them high quality child porn. That'll help them out. What? Following her departure from Old Dominion, Walker joined the Moore Center for the Prevention of Child Sexual Abuse as a postdoctoral fellow. Okay, all right, that's good. Hopefully, she's not trying to weaken that organization. But Walker was not the only person in a position of influence, pushing what some have described as, quote, dangerous, unquote, theories regarding humanizing pedophiles. In June, Redux revealed that a prominent Norwegian academic and activist had called for pedophilia to be taught in high schools as being an innate sexuality. There it is. There it is, right there. See? You know, pedophilia, it's no different than being gay, lesbian, straight, transgender. It's the same thing. Old Martin Moen, a gay man who identifies as queer, currently serves as a member of the advisory board on Norway's Patient Organization for Gender Incongruence, a social and political lobby group for trans rights. In 2018, one of Moen's essays titled The Ethics of Pedophilia, really? The Ethics of Pedophilia, appeared in the Palgrave Handbook of Philosophy and Public Policy, a textbook widely available at universities across the globe. One of the things he wrote was, when you're 11, it is not unlikely that you were sexually attracted to prepubescent children. The mental state of finding children sexually attractive is very common. Maybe in this guy's mind. Moen also called for information on pedophilia to be taught in schools, suggesting a certain percentage of high school students had an innate pedophilic sexual identity. Sexual identity, there it is, see? Parents, we are in trouble. This culture is going down a very, very slippery slope. A very slippery slope. And this Downstate play is just another attempt to make things look normal. To make pedophilia look normal. The more people that think this is all right, the more danger your kids are in. It's a call to be nosy. It's a call to be on alert. It's a call to be educated and made aware of the dangers of what is happening. Parents that are letting their kids get swallowed up in social media do not realize what is happening to their children. They're being desensitized, hypersexualized, and they're being sent all these signals that, hey, adult child sex is not really that bad. That you can't get mad at these people because that's just their identity, right? We have to treat everybody fairly. It's out of control. Let us know what you think below. Please comment, subscribe, tweet, retweet, like, all that good stuff. That will help this information get out further to people. If you'd like to help us out, please visit our website, protectyourchildren.org. Protectyourchildren.org. We bring you content every day, and we could use your help to make that continue to happen. So visit protectyourchildren.org. Click on Help the Cause to see how you can help us out today in keeping kids safe. Until next time, this is Chris with Protect Your Children Incorporated. Stay focused and keep protecting the little ones.